In order to create HEX time tokens, first navigate to app.actuator.finance. From there you can go to the stakes view, and from there you'll see a table which contains your HEX stakes which have been delegated to Actuator. I've already created a few, but in order to create HEX time tokens, you'll need to own a delegated HEX stake. So let's go ahead and create one by clicking New Delegated Stake, and from there we can set the amount of HEX we want to stake. I'll do 1,000. Next, we select our end stake day like we would when creating any other HEX stake. So notice you're given just a few preset options for end stake day. The reason has to do with helping ensure users can mint the maximal amount of liquid HEX time tokens against their stake. With that being said, you can choose any end stake day you want, and you'll still be able to mint HEX time tokens, but just be sure you understand the implications first. You can learn more about that in our docs, which will be in the notes. Anyway, I'm going to choose day 7,000 since longer pays better, and go ahead and submit that and sign it. So this just interacted under the hood with the HEX protocol and created a HEX stake, but we're going to have some additional functionality now. So once that loads, there'll be a new row that shows up in my table of stakes, and that row will have an available to extract amount like we see here. And I'm able to extract 1,000 HTT 7,000. So let's go ahead and do that. So go to Actions and then Extract HEX time tokens. And I first have to select my redemption day. And this selection determines when my HEX time tokens will be redeemable for HEX. And the redemption day defaults to the end stake day, which is the recommended approach. So my end stake day is 7,000, so this defaults to day 7,000, so I'll leave that as is. And you might be wondering, how many HEX time tokens can I mint? Well, the amount you can mint is equal to the HEX value of your stake, which is the initially staked HEX plus HEX rewards accrued to date. However, I just created my stake. I have no accrued rewards, so my stake is simply worth the principal of 1,000 HEX. Therefore, I can mint 1,000 HTT 7,000. HTT stands for HEX time token, and 7,000 is the redemption day of the HEX time tokens. So I'll go ahead and sign that. So this will then mint 1,000 HTT 7,000 tokens, which means this value will drop to 0, like so, and then this value just increased to 1,000, which is the tokens that I've extracted. And you'll also be able to see this under the tokens page. So HTT 7,000, this is now up to date. And these are ERC20 tokens, which you can use throughout DeFi. And remember that these tokens are redeemable 1-for-1 for HEX in the future. And so therefore their value is closely tied to the value of HEX. So this means I can go ahead and sell these tokens, and I can create new HEX stakes, or I can use them anywhere I want in DeFi. In other words, I can get instant and efficient liquidity on my HEX stakes. And as time goes on, the intrinsic value of my stake will increase, which means this accrued rewards value will increase, which then means I can incrementally extract more and more tokens against my stake value. And additionally, if I ever want to regain full control over my stake, or in other words, if I want to return all my tokens that I've extracted against the stake, I could just go to retire HEX time tokens, assuming that I've bought back all the time tokens that I want to return.